Stoicism is self-realization. This phrase captures the essence of what Stoic philosophy offers. It's not about quick fixes, hacks, or techniques to improve your life superficially. Instead, Stoicism invites you to look deeper, to understand yourself and the world at a profound level, and to realize that you already possess the tools you need to live well. At its heart, Stoicism is about confronting the fundamental tension of the human condition, our unique ability to think rationally versus our tendency to act impulsively. Think about it. How many times have you reacted instinctively in the heat of the moment, only to regret your words or actions later? The Stoics understood this duality, the gap between what we can do and what we should do. To them, the most valuable gift we have is our reason, something that sets us apart from all other creatures. And with this gift comes a responsibility to use it. In Stoic wisdom, this means sharpening our ability to think clearly and to choose our actions wisely rather than simply reacting. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote about this in his Meditations, reminding himself to rise above base instincts and focus on what is truly important. This process of refining our reason leads to virtue, which is Stoicism's ultimate goal. Virtue is not an abstract concept. It's perfected reason, the ability to act with clarity, wisdom, and moral integrity. And when we act from this place of perfected reason, our actions are appropriate to the situation. But this isn't an easy leap. While many philosophies teach self-control or the importance of rational thinking, Stoicism takes it a step further. It challenges us to use our reason not just to decide what to do, but to discern what is within our control and what isn't. This is where things can get tricky, especially for those just beginning their journey with Stoic teachings. This distinction between what we can control and what we can't is central to Stoic practice and can be disorienting at first. Why? Because it asks us to relinquish control over things we're used to worrying about, the opinions of others, outcomes of situations, and even our reputation. But here's the thing. Stoicism grounds itself in the practical, real-world experience of life. It teaches that the path to peace of mind and inner strength lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering our responses to them. As Epictetus famously said, "While you can't control what happens around you, you always have control over how you choose to respond." This is what gives Stoicism its lasting power, its focus on practicality, on reality, and on cultivating the inner resilience necessary to face life's challenges with calm and clarity. Now here's where Stoicism truly shines. It doesn't stop at just discerning what you can and can't control. It also reshapes how you view the world, others, and yourself. The Stoic mindset allows you to see beyond immediate survival or instinctive reactions. When someone insults you or criticizes you, for example, Stoic reflection helps you realize that their words are beyond your control, but your reaction isn't. This shift in perspective, or cognitive reframing, enables you to stay calm, grounded, and rational. The Stoic learns to view every situation not as a threat, but as an opportunity to exercise reason, to practice virtue, and to grow. The Stoic also sees the broader picture of life, recognizing that even those who seem powerful are vulnerable. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply, reminding himself in his writings that even emperors are subject to death, and that true power comes not from dominating others, but from mastering oneself. It's not about playing the social game for survival, but about cooperation, about being good to others because you want to be good, not because it benefits you at the moment. The Stoic understands that at our core, we are all vulnerable. No matter how strong, successful, or powerful someone may appear, they are still subject to the same frailties of the human condition as anyone else. The Stoics teach that external power, whether it's wealth, status, or influence, is fleeting. and ultimately, everyone is subject to forces beyond their control. Even the most powerful person comes under the power of someone or something else. Perhaps it's the laws of nature, the opinions of society, or even the expectations of others. And those with seemingly less power often have their own web of influence. This chain of dependence stretches endlessly until we reach the one with the most power. But here, Stoicism reveals a profound truth. Even the person at the top, the ruler of nations, the billionaire CEO, or the cultural icon, is not truly free from vulnerability. They are still bound by mortality, still subject to the limitations of life itself. They too will face memento mori, the inevitable reality that death will come for everyone, regardless of their power or status. And often, the more power one holds, the more misery they experience, caught in the anxiety of maintaining their position, surrounded by false friends and ever-present threats. This is the powerful shift in perspective Stoicism offers. While society tends to idolize the powerful, the Stoic recognizes their humanity. They see that no amount of external control can free anyone from their internal struggles. The one with the most power may be weighed down by their responsibilities, trapped in a cycle of fear and anxiety about losing that power and ultimately unable to escape the common fate of all humans, death. With this in mind, the Stoic cultivates empathy. Rather than resenting those who seem to have more or feeling inferior to them, the Stoic sees through the illusion of power. They realize that everyone, from the wealthiest individual to the humblest worker, is vulnerable and fragile at their core. This understanding shapes the Stoic mindset. Rather than simply choosing to be good to others out of a sense of obligation, the Stoic comes to genuinely want to be good to them. Why? Because they recognize that everyone is struggling in their own way. Power doesn't shield anyone from suffering, it often amplifies it. The Stoic sees that even the powerful are not immune to fear, pain, and loss. They too are fighting battles we may not see. Marcus Aurelius himself, the emperor who ruled the vast Roman Empire, was constantly grappling with the burdens of leadership, the weight of decisions, and the knowledge that all his power couldn't save him from life's uncertainties. In his meditations, he wrote not about the glory of his power, but about his desire to be good, to live according to virtue, and to rise above the distractions of the world. This is why the Stoic emphasizes not just the act of being good to others, but the inner transformation that makes them want to be good. It's easy to be kind when you expect something in return, or when it serves your interest. But the true Stoic doesn't act out of expectation or self-interest. Instead, they seek to embody virtues like empathy and compassion, because they recognize the shared vulnerability of all human beings. In a world where competition and power often dominate, this perspective is radical. The Stoic sees cooperation, not domination, as the key to a meaningful life. They understand that true strength lies not in controlling others, but in controlling themselves. Power over others is superficial, but power over one's own mind and emotions, that is real power. And so the Stoic practices compassion, not out of weakness, but out of strength. They are grounded in the understanding that kindness, cooperation, and empathy are the foundations of a life well lived. They don't look at others as rivals or threats, but as fellow travelers on the same difficult journey. This is the true heart of Stoic virtue, the desire to be good to others, not out of duty or obligation, but because we recognize our shared humanity. In practicing Stoic principles, you align yourself with nature, or what the ancient Stoics called living according to nature. This means accepting the natural flow of events, practicing self-awareness, and cultivating virtues like courage, wisdom, and self-discipline. To practice Stoicism, you don't need a complicated set of rules or rituals. You only need to practice one thing: reason. Every moment is an opportunity to use your reason to make choices that reflect your highest self, to act in accordance with virtue, and to live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. Know what the best part of all this is? Happiness comes as a side effect of being virtuous. Everything changes when you truly hear what Stoicism has been telling us all along. Everything gets better. Your self-discipline, your self-control, your temperance, your cultivation of inner peace and resilience, your self-awareness, your equanimity. You practice forgiveness more often. You stop caring what others think. You start to live with a sense of calm, clarity, and purpose. Even the practice of Stoic principles of the dichotomy of control, negative visualization, memento mori, amor fati, and the view from above gets easier and, more importantly, effective.